What's up everybody, it's Tyler here from Second Glass, and this week I'm here to tell you, you probably don't hate Chardonnay. So Chardonnay can get a bad rap. There's those of us that really love Chardonnay, and if you are one of those people, keep listening because there's a lot of great information and some great recommendations. And if you're one of those people that really dislike Chardonnay, I have news for you. You probably don't. So Chardonnay's kind of like pizza. If you hate bread and cheese, it's not for you. But chances are you don't hate bread and cheese, you just haven't found the right style you like. And with Chardonnay, the spectrum is huge. There's so many different kinds of styles, and I'm gonna go through 3 different Chardonnays that are on different ends of the spectrum. The first wine we have for you guys is the OG Chardonnay. This comes from the Burgundy region of France, which is where Chardonnay comes from. Burgundy's kind of quick to figure out, right? If it's a white wine from Burgundy, it's Chardonnay. If it's a red wine, it's Pinot Noir. After that, it gets horribly confusing, and we'll save that for another video. So the wine we have is the Domaine Henri Perousset Macon Village. That's a lot of French. The keywords there are Macon Village, and that's the name of a place. You can actually go there. It's also a place where there are grapes, and so legally in this region, you can only grow certain grapes. In this case, only Chardonnay. You also can't stick them in oak barrel. So what's the deal with oak? Really quick, how you make wine is you get grapes, crush them to juice, add yeast. Yeast eats the natural sugars in the grapes and produces alcohol and carbon dioxide. Then you can do any number of things with them. You can stick them in steel tanks, concrete tanks, plastic water bottles, or you can put them in oak barrels. Oak barrel allows the wine to breathe because the oak is porous, and so you can get some oxygen in there, which can kind of add some cool flavors. And it also will add a little bit of an oaky flavor. The goal is to add enough oak that it just brings out the true flavors in the wine, so that you're not drinking it and you're like, man, this tastes like oak. That's not the goal. And a lot of people dislike those kind of Chardonnays anyways. This is not one of those. It's clean, it's fresh, it's zippy, has these like really bright, light, delicate, but really easy to drink flavors. Plus the Macon wines in Burgundy aren't terribly expensive. This one's around 15 bucks a bottle. If you hate Chardonnay, this is closer to Sauvignon Blanc than it is to Chardonnay that you might dislike. Next up, we are going to Australia, where we are drinking the Yalumba Y Series Unwooded Chardonnay. These guys choose not to put it in oak barrels, hence the term unwooded. It's kind of like a hipster term for unoaked. You're not gonna have those flavors of like wood or butter or any of that. That is not in this wine. This wine is made almost the same way as the French one, but it comes from a much hotter place, which just gives it some juicier fruit. And so if you drink these side by side, you're gonna notice like a weight difference, like lighter, heavier, but the flavors are gonna be relatively similar. Last but not least, we have the Ponzi Reserve Chardonnay from Oregon. Now, if you're one of those people that really dislikes Chardonnay, you probably dislike the really oaky, buttery California ones. Now, this is going to be a slightly oaky, slightly buttery Oregon one, but the cool climate doesn't give it that super intense fruit. So it's gonna be lighter in style, closer to some of the oaked wines that do come from Burgundy, but those are usually like 50 bucks a bottle. So on the spectrum of like it to hate it, the Ponzi isn't really in the full-on I hate California oaky buttery Chardonnay zone, but it has some of those flavors. It's definitely worth checking out if you're one of those people that doesn't like oaky Chardonnay, but you like the first 2 ones we gave you. So we wrapped up Wine Riot New York a few weeks ago. We're rolling into Chicago and Boston. This was probably the most popular crash course I did, which is called You Probably Don't Hate Chardonnay. I will be doing these courses in both Chicago and Boston. So if you come to Wine Riot, you'll get to taste all the wines and see for yourself.